Have you ever made a reservation? Have you ever had to call someone and set something up? When I think of reservations, I don't know if you can tell I like to eat, so I think of a restaurant. Reservations are fancy. They're important. You don't get reservations to go to Chick-fil-A, even though if you want to get a seat there, you might need to start calling. You don't need a reservation for the McDonald's. Those are not places where you need to make those reservations. But when you want to go someplace fancy, when you have something in mind that is important or you want to celebrate something, we find restaurants that you need to make reservations in. And I've had to do a lot of that. In my travel, I take people out to dinner, and sometimes you got to make reservations to take them to some of the fancy places just so they'll buy from you. Not too long ago, Brooke and I, we went out and had dinner at a place. We got reservations. It was a wonderful place that we went to. And when I make reservations, I then plan the rest of my day around those reservations. If I've got dinner at 6:30, you better believe I'm planning my day to where I can be at dinner at 6:30, because you know what? With reservations, if you get there late, they scratch you off the list. The other thing about that, having a reservation, is, I don't know about you, but when you walk in, you do kind of feel like you own the place because your name's already on the list. And so you can walk in kind of boldly, and you know that that seat is yours. And if you've walked into restaurants, you've seen sometimes there's tables, and it says reserved already on them. And you know that thing nobody is going to get to sit at until those people get there. In our high school class, we've begun to talk about the book of 1 Peter. 1 Peter is where we have started studying this, and we started just this week. And a verse really stuck out to me in 1 Peter chapter 1. And in 1 Peter chapter 1, beginning in verse 3, it said, "Blessed be the God and Father of our Lord Jesus Christ, which, according to his abundant mercy, hath begotten us again unto a lively hope by the resurrection of Jesus Christ from the dead, to an inheritance incorruptible and undefiled, and that fadeth not away, reserved in heaven for you." You and I already have a reservation. Our God sent his Son to bring us back, to bring us back to him again, so that we can have that hope through his resurrection, and that we have this inheritance, this thing that he has brought to us, and it is waiting and it is reserved for us. And so when I think about that, I also think about Colossians chapter 3. And in Colossians chapter 3, beginning in verse 1, it says, "And if ye be risen with Christ, seek those things which are above, where Christ sitteth on the right hand of God. Set your affections on things above, not on things on the earth." Just like when I make reservations at a restaurant and I set my day in order to get there, my reservation that is waiting up for me in heaven, I should live a life where I've set myself looking above, because I don't want to miss out on that reservation. And in John chapter 14, beginning in verse 1, it says, "Let not your heart be troubled. Ye believe in God, believe also in me. In my Father's house are many mansions. If it were not so, I would have told you. I go to prepare a place for you. And if I go and prepare a place for you, I will come again and receive you unto myself, that where I am, ye may be also. And whither I go, ye know, and the way ye know." We are not going to get up to heaven and see a sign that says mansion for sale or for rent, because that's mine. I have made that reservation. And God has that mansion waiting for me and waiting for you, because they belong to us. But with all reservations, it starts with the call. And if we call on the name of the Lord and put him on in baptism, that's how we get our name put in there, waiting for us, so that we can have that inheritance and that reward that is waiting for us. I know that there's something waiting for me. I know that reserved for me is an inheritance that God has made because of his Son, and that is waiting for you as well.